So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. This is the second nice day in a row here in Pennsylvania, and that doesn't happen very often. But right now we're going to head down to the woodyard. We need to do some work down there, and then we're going to go out in the woods and talk about our master plan. It is a win-win, actually a win-win-win-win. Alright, I got the excavator all fueled up and greased up. It always works out this way. I got every fitting greased, and I got down to this one right here. This is for the swing gear, and when you grease that, you pump some grease into it, turn the machine quarter of the way, grease it again. Anyway, the last time I ran out of grease, had to put another tube in the gun. Always works like that. All right, we're gonna head back down to the wood yard. I've got one little spot that I'm gonna clean up with the excavator before we put it away. right, the wind is picking up. I think it's bringing in some real cold air. I think it's supposed to be pretty cold tomorrow, like a high of 12 or something. But this is the first time I ever did this with the dump trailer. I wasn't sure if it would be okay to do so, or if it would want to kind of, but it seems okay. When I took it off the truck, it still had plenty of tongue weight. Probably something that's not, I wouldn't recommend, but it seems all right. But anyway, right now I need to run out for a bit, and then either later today or first thing tomorrow morning, we'll head out in the woods and we'll talk about the master plan that is a win-win-win-win. All right, it is the next day. We're heading out to the woods here. I'm going to show you what our plan is out here. But it is nasty out here today. It's about 12 degrees, which wouldn't be too bad if the sun was shining and the wind wasn't blowing. But it's a little bit overcast and the wind has been howling all day today. But at least the ground's freezing up, but I don't think it's gonna last though. Looks like only a day or two of this weather. It's gonna be back up into the 40s. So the other day, you know, I was talking about possibly, just possibly, utilizing some of this property back here. It's nice and flat. You know, we probably got 4 or 5 acres of flat ground back here. And I thought maybe at some point build a building back here or something, but it's a long way from the road. It would cost a lot to get electricity back here, but it's nice flat ground. And like over there about 100 yards or so is the mini cabin, so I like to hunt back here. But we have a good idea, actually a great idea, I think. So here's what we're thinking. Come back here and clear a bunch of these trees. In this area right here, it's mostly cherry and maple. There's a few little white oaks in here, but for some reason, these little white oaks die in this section back here. I'm not sure why. They never seem to make it real big. But what I'm thinking is, from right about here where this trail is, maybe just take this one red oak right here, and then all these trees out, okay? Almost to the mini cabin over there. Go over this direction about 100 yards, maybe not even that far. Clear all these trees. We can use all the wood for firewood. That's a win, because you know I like firewood. I'll clean up all the brush, get rid of all the stumps, and then what we'll do, we'll have kind of like temporarily a big food plot back here. And then over towards the mini cabin, over that way, like to plant like another orchard, maybe some apple trees and some pear trees first thing in the spring. And we don't have any plans right now to build back here or anything as of now. That may change, but if it does change, we'll have a nice spot all ready to go. And my thinking is this: none of these trees back here, these maples and cherry, really do anything for the wildlife, the deer. Now the red oaks, we get acorns off of them. I only got a couple of those to take out. Everything else is this cherry and maple. And like I said, this used to be a farm field years ago, but I think it'd be a nice spot. You know, we have all woods, and it would be nice to have a nice clearing. And you know, if we get some animals, who knows? But maybe we will build back here one day. I don't know. If we do, it'll be ready to go. A lot of these cherries, matter of fact, have been getting that red rot down at the base, and they just kind of blow over and fall over. I come back and get them for firewood when they do. But it'll be a lot of work, but like I said, we'll get a lot of firewood out of it, a few saw logs out of here, not many, but a few, and we can turn it into something useful. And plus, I think the deer will like it as well. Got back inside here where it's warm. But yeah, this will be quite a bit of work, but I have the equipment to do it. and it's something that I can work at as time allows. I'll focus on this when it's frozen or when it's dry, but I'd like to try to get most of this cleared by spring. We'll see how it goes. It's all going to depend on the weather. I'll probably get started on it right away. I know I have other things to do, but you have to understand, around here, you only get so many days a year where you can do this type of work. It has to be either relatively dry or frozen. And if I had to guess, out of 365 days a year, I don't even know if you get half of that many that are suitable. You know, you could come out here in the rain and the mud and make a big mess, but I'm not into that kind of stuff. I like to work out here when it's frozen or dry. So I'd say maybe half the time. But we'll get started on this pretty quick, and I have the right equipment to do it. I've got the excavator with that rake and the skid loader. I have that big verni grapple on it. So once the trees are down, we'll be able to make pretty short work of it. It shouldn't take too long. We'll get lots of firewood, so that's a win right there. It'll give us some more options. Melissa and Eva, they keep talking about animals, but this would be a nice spot for a little pasture back here as well. That's a win. And I think it'll be much more beneficial and for the wildlife, for the deer in particular. It will hold deer in this area with the fruit trees and you know, food plot or pasture much better than just the maple and the cherry trees back here. So that's a win. And I think there's another win as well. Oh yeah, it opens up more options for us. If we ever want to do something back here, we'll be ready to go. But yeah, I think it's a good idea, and it'll be a nice project to get into. It'll be a lot of work, but man, it's going to make a lot of wood back here, that's for sure. As far as digging the stumps go, just looking around, there's probably 15 or 20 decent sized trees, you know, like 18 inches and up. The rest are smaller than that. Those stumps won't be too bad, but the big ones will be a bit of a challenge, but we'll get them out. If I had a stump grinder, I would probably grind these, but I don't have a stump grinder. I don't like digging out stumps in areas that you're going to use, but it's not like we're going to build on it anytime soon or if ever. But when you dig those stumps out of the ground, you got to try to get good compaction back in those holes, or you always have soft spots, especially back here. Pretty flat back here. I'm not used to that. I'll have to make sure everything's graded accordingly, that the water just kind of sheet flows off of this some. But yeah, I'm excited. It'll be nice to come back through the woods. I'll leave all those big oak trees over on this side to my left, and boom, you'll just pop out into a meadow here with a little orchard over that way. I think it'll be fun. I do. I think it'll be a good thing. And I mentioned the other day, you know, the economy, I don't know what to think of it over the next couple years. I don't have good feelings, but this isn't going to be a very big expense for us since we have the equipment. Just fuel and time, and we'll have to buy some fruit trees. But for now, it won't be too bad. But I'm pretty excited about it. I really am. I hope that we get a couple weeks of cold weather. Like I said earlier, it looks like this here is only going to last a couple days, if that. But even, you know, you come out here in the mornings and work for 4 or 5 hours and the ground's frozen, and but it shouldn't take too long. Look forward to it. Snowing pretty good right now. I'm not sure if they're calling for much or not. I don't think they are. But anyway, right now I'm going to head over to the wood yard, load up the sidekick with a load of firewood, and then I think I'm going to hunker down inside the building for the rest of the day, get some things done in there. And oh, we had a couple special guests show up today, and they brought Melissa and I a beautiful gift. You'll see that in the next video. Really, really nice, and we're very appreciative of it, but I can't wait to show you guys that in the next video. But I think that's about it, and we'll catch you on the next one.